Seltzer Kings
podcasts.
This episode is brought to you by National Geographic, presenting its new documentary film, Endurance. Follow the greatest survival story ever told, unpacking the legendary feat of polar explorer Sir Ernest Shackleton, who kept his crew alive for over a year, despite losing their ship in frigid pack ice. Over a century later, a team of modern-day explorers set out to find the sunken ship. Endurance, now streaming on Hulu and Disney+.
I put this for the group. What the hell is it?
Appears to be paranormal in origin.
How can you tell?
Well, it's so shiny.
I found it on patrol.
Maybe more where that came from. I say we go back out again tonight.
Sure.
You can patrol. Buffy said.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, remember? You said it'd be easier if you didn't have to look out for anybody?
Well, I wasn't talking about Riley.
Don't worry about it.
Oh, she just said you look even cuter when you're all weak and kitteny, and she'd better go solo or you'd get hurt. So, welcome to the club.
What's happening, mofos? Welcome to Boys Watching Buffy. We're just two boys watching every episode of the Buffy the Vampire Slayer for the first time, giving our review, our reaction. We're your hosts. I'm Joe Welke.
I am Vance, and wondering what that intro was.
I got the spirit. Today we're talking about Season 5, Episode 5, No Place Like Home, directed by David Solomon, written by Douglas Petrie. Original air date, October 24th, 2000, to an audience of 6.41 million people. Before we get into it, we got a frickin' shout out.
Are you trying to do the echo?
Yeah, it was a
shout out.
Well, I'm in a cave, everybody. Got a shout out for one of our Apple Podcast reviews. We got Chisel11. Thank you so much for that awesome rate and review. Really appreciate it. And if you want to get a shout out, you know what to do. Apple Podcast rate and review. Spotify 5 stars. DM it to me at Joe Welke. Join our Discord. Join the Patreon. Patreon.com/Boys Watching Buffy, where we do Boys Watching Angel. Amazon wishlist, Throne, all that shit. Dawn is fake. I have more questions after this episode. I have even more questions.
Yeah, we're going to have a long debate probably at the end of this recap about what Dawn is and should she be. This could turn real political. Like, should she exist?
I have no idea what's going on. It did get me like, how are they going to pay off some of this stuff? How are they going to answer some of these lingering questions that seem to not make sense at all anymore?
Well, this triggers like what the season will be, more or less, this episode. And I'm like, I don't know. Mm-hmm. It's interesting. It's an interesting concept. But I don't. I look at it more weird on Buffy's side.
Yeah, Buffy's in a real pickle, dude.
Yeah.
She is in a real pickle.
That sucks. I was thinking, like, if that happened to me.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, oh, that's so weird. That's so weird.
It is extremely weird.
And overly complicated.
Yes.
But yeah.
Let's get into it. Let's get into the episode.
Yeah, let's do this.
So this shit opens up with, Giles buying the magic shop, Dawn writing in her journal, Buffy doesn't even know who I am, but she's in for a big surprise. Which after this episode, I'm like, what the fuck was that about?
All just forceful misleads. Forceful misleads, yeah.
Joyce passing out after looking at Dawn and being like, wait, who are you? Who the fuck are you? I don't know you. And then going to the hospital. Riley's surgery, and Spike and Buffy's little kiss dream that Spike had. So the episode opens up with a flashback to 2 months ago.
Wait, was it 2 months ago?
Yeah.
Okay, because I thought it was like ancient times or something.
Literally 2 months ago.
Because I missed that like crawl, and I was like, how is this guy still around at the end? Because they're dressed like monks and stuff. So I was like, flashback, turn the brain off.
Yeah, it's a couple monk dudes running. Something's coming to kill them, and they start doing a ritual, and they lock this door, and they're all worried, and then the thing breaks down the door, and then we cut to Buffy fighting some kind of like skinhead looking vampire, and he's like, I'm going to kill you, and then she is just quipping hard on this dude.
How the security guard did not hear her quipping. He comes over like, oh, I heard you quipping and I came over. Like, it is Spider-Man level.
I wouldn't even say it's quips, because quips are short. Like, this is a long, drawn-out speech to this guy about, like, I don't remember what it was about, but it was a long, long monologue at this dude.
There's a point where she's got him against the fence, and she's like, well then, yada, 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 stab you in the heart with this pointy thing. And I was like, have you not moved during that soliloquy she just gave? At least put your hand over your chest or something. Like,
yeah, right. Try and run. Try to escape, dear vampire.
I always wanted to kill the Slayer. Like, how many people just want to kill Slayers?
I don't know.
It doesn't seem like an easy task, but it's been done. I guess if you're a vampire, you got to have some goals in life, huh?
It's a weird status clout thing where it's like Spike is well known for killing 2 Slayers, but Angelus hasn't killed any Slayers, but he's more notorious than Spike. It's like, what is a good metric for like how evil or cool these vampires are, you know?
They're just going to stab their friend in the back anyway. Like,
yeah. So anyway, after Buffy gives a diatribe to this skinhead dude, she stakes him, and then a security guard shows up. He's like, hey, you young whippersnapper, there isn't one of these raves. I don't understand raves and what you kids do these days, but there's no rave here tonight. And Buffy's like, oh, yeah, sure, that's what I was doing here. You didn't just see me absolutely turn a person into dust.
Yeah, like it's an open lot. Yeah. Like, it's no way you just came out and got that close to her without seeing this.
Yeah. Like, even if you, like, turned your head really quick and missed the dusting, you had to have seen her with a guy and then turned your head back and the guy's gone.
And also, this security guard is in danger.
Absolutely, he is.
She should be like, you should never, ever be outside at night.
Yeah. But we all have to pretend that vampires don't exist to protect everybody, Vance.
Yes.
But anyway, he's like, oh, hey, also you dropped this. And he gives her like a glowing orb. More orbs.
What? Should you be touching these things with your bare hands? I always wonder.
Yeah, is it like radioactive or is it going to suck you into some portal?
You don't know what this warehouse makes.
That's so true, man. Like,
she's just like, oh, glowing orb? Sure. All right. I'll figure out what this means.
Yeah. I mean, Buffy ripped out the uranium heart of Adam, so I don't think that she's really too cautious about glowing orbs.
That's how the series ends.
Yeah. It's just Buffy's got cancer, like all over her body.
All those orbs.
Oh, man. So then we cut to Buffy making breakfast, and she's making it for Joyce. She's like, I'm tired of giving Mom like some kind of bullshit breakfast. I'm really going to make an effort here. We're going to give her a good breakfast. And Dawn shows up, and Buffy's like, don't mess anything up, Dawn. And Dawn's like, when have I ever messed anything up? You're a bitch. You suck.
Dawn is so clumsy.
Yeah,
like maybe it's because she's not a real person, but
It's because things just phase through her hands.
But was Buffy making French toast? It looked pretty good.
It looked like pancakes or something. It looked decent.
And you know, Joyce just likes muesli. She just wants some oat bran.
Yeah, man. All you need to do is pour her some raisin bran and some milk. She's good. Give her some prune juice.
Oh, God. We made her. She's like just 40. Like we made her like she's 80.
But Joyce comes down and she's like, "Oh, you all made me breakfast?" And Dawn's like, "I did." And Buffy's just helping. And Buffy's like, "What the fuck is that?"
Yeah, Buffy goes, "I didn't help." And she's like, and Joyce is like, "I'm sure you did, Buffy." And she gets full credit. And they're like, you can finish that sentence, Buffy. But yeah, whatever. So
they start talking and Joyce is like, doctors still don't know what's wrong with me. I passed out. They had some theories, but they have no idea. And I keep getting headaches. And Buffy's like, well, let's go to a different doctor and get a second opinion. And Joyce is like, we need to get a first opinion first. Like, these guys don't know what's going on. And Buffy's like, yeah, maybe we should try and see if we can find somebody that does know what's going on. Which makes sense.
Yeah.
But then Joyce is hugging up on Dawn and she's like, "Hey, he's my little cute pumpkin belly." And Buffy's like, "How come you have any cute nicknames for me?" And Joyce is like, "Nah, you're just kind of Buffy." And Buffy's like, "God damn, dude."
Wait, did we find out if Buffy is her like full legal name or is it something else?
I think it's just Buffy.
Just Buffy? I know we were talking about like Buffy being a nickname for like Elizabeth or something.
Buffarella.
But at this point when she's jealous about like, and then they're talking about like book club and then Buffy's even more jealous. I was like, Buffy is so jealous when anyone takes attention from her. Like this has been a running thing. And I get what they're doing for the need of the episode. But it's such a trait that I hate. Like in people, and she's just so jealous. Like she's like, "I didn't have a nickname." I'm like, "Oh my God, do you want to sit on your mom's lap? You're grown." Like,
yeah. Did you want your mom like caressing you, being like, "Hey, little pumpkin belly"?
Do you want to be in a book club with your mom? Like, what are you talking about? Dude, this is a perfect
reading.
Yeah. She's so jealous.
She should have been like nerds.
Yeah. She's so jealous that she's like, yeah, Dawn's going to come with me. I'm annoyed by her, but I'd rather have her with me than her with you. Loving on her.
Yeah, stealing my thunder.
Yeah, I was like, geez, man. That's...
yeah. So, where Buffy is taking Dawn it's the magic shop's grand opening. And Joyce is like, make sure, see if you can pick up a flying broomstick for me. And then Dawn says, "Those never really work anyway." And it was like, all right, what is that supposed to mean?
They're just throwing misleads all around, man.
Yeah.
The fact that Giles is running a magic shop. Well, I mean, they know witchcraft and all this stuff exists because they talk openly about Buffy being the Slayer. Like, I'm happy they're not like keeping it a secret from Dawn. Like, it's no like, "Hey, your sister's just out at night. Working the streets. She's a prostitute. Your sister's a prostitute. She's not a Slayer." Like,
sex worker Vance, I believe, is the appropriate terminology these days. Canceled. So Buffy and Dawn go to the magic shop. They open the door and Giles is standing there looking like he's in a wizard outfit, and he looks so adorable and like happy that he's got this magic shop and it's so cute. And Buffy just looks at him like, "You are such a dumbass." And he just takes it off immediately. Like, no words are said.
It is the best scene in the whole episode.
Absolutely it is. It's just, he hit the smile on his face when she comes in, where he's like so proud of himself.
Yeah.
And then the disdain that Buffy gives him, the eyes, just folded him.
And he just takes off the hat and then just takes off the robe and just it's silent. And it was just like that look. Buffy's look just like destroyed him.
Yeah.
And she was right.
Fantastic. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I don't know if this makes your fashion corner a breakdown.
I don't know. You'll have to tune into Joe's fashion report on Patreon. So then Dawn shows up and Buffy turns. She's like, "You break anything, you bought it." And Dawn's like, "Oh, no, I'm not going to fucking break anything. You're so mean to me." And so then Buffy goes over talking to Giles. And Giles is like, "It's crazy. We're in Sunnydale. No, we know all this like sorcery and all this stuff happens, but like no one's come into the magic shop yet. And I'm kind of concerned because maybe this was all a huge mistake."
But Giles, you read the books. You saw the margins.
Yeah, that's what I was just like, what are you concerned about?
It's the only magic shop in town, right?
Yeah. It's weird because like, dude, if you look around the magic shop, it's just a bunch of books and then like some orbs.
Well, I'm confused as to all the people buying stuff. It seems like this stuff is like really magical stuff.
Yes.
Who are these people?
Dude.
Who are the people buying all this stuff?
Later in the episode, the store is jam-packed.
With people just doing dangerous witchcraft and spells and conjurings.
Yes. Dude, remember when we saw Xander say like 3 words and a book caught on fire? How many people in Sunnydale are having that happen to them? They just bought a random book from the magic shop. And then their cat turns into like a flower or something, like because they read something out loud.
That's why I think working at the Sunnydale Hospital would be the worst job ever. Someone comes in with symptoms you've never even heard of. Like you're flipping through like the medical text. They're like, no, read the Omenomicron or something. Like that's going to give you more clues of what's happening to this person. Like impossible to diagnose. You'd be failing all the time. You'd be like, "I'm sorry, you killed 3 patients, died on your watch. I have no idea what happened."
Can I get some fucking normal patients in here, please?
Someone with the sniffles, please.
Yeah, we just have somebody that got shot.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So anyway, Willow and Riley show up and they're like, "Hey, what's up, everybody? How's it going?" Buffy shows the crew the glowing orb that she got from the security guard. She's like, "Hey, the security guard gave me this. I don't know what it is. Let's try and figure it out." And Riley is all stoked. He's like, "Oh, okay, well, let's go out on patrol then. Let's go on patrol tonight." And Dawn totally blows up Buffy's spot here. Because Riley's like, I'm ready to go out on patrol with you, Buffy. And Dawn's like, "I thought that you're not allowed to go patrolling." And Riley's like, "What?" And Dawn's like, "Yeah, Buffy told me that she doesn't want you going around patrolling because she doesn't want to have to worry about other people's safety because you're a little biggity ass bitch and she's where you're going to get killed." And Riley kind of like looks at Buffy and Buffy's like, "Well, I didn't say like those words specifically, but like, but I mean, I never said that." And then Dawn's like, "You totally said that. That's why I can't go either. If I can't go, Riley can't go."
Yeah. And it's like, wow, she just blew up her spot.
Dawn is the worst character.
She's killing it as annoying little sister.
Yes.
I think after this episode, we'll start getting a little more nuance to her. I think this is like them ratcheting up to the point where Buffy goes, "I wish I was an only child."
Yeah.
Like later in the scene.
Yeah. Like
they're ratcheting it up and they're putting Riley in a funny, shitty position. So it's, yeah, I get it. But yeah, right now she's just annoying little sister. We'll see what she becomes. Yeah.
So Buffy and Dawn decide they're going to leave the magic shop. And as they're leaving, Willow like grabs Buffy and pulls her aside. She's like, "Hey, would you please go easy on Dawn?" And Buffy's like, "I fucking hate her. Don't tell me that I need to go easy. You don't have to live with her. I wish I were an only child." And then in the background, Dawn breaks something and she's like, "Oops." Dude, how many things, like, we're like 2 scenes in, and she's already broken 2 things.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's hard being what she
Imaginary.
is.
So Buffy and Dawn go back home, and Joyce is on the couch. She's got a headache. And Buffy's like, Mom, we gotta go back to the hospital. We gotta figure out what's wrong with you. And Joyce is like, no, dude, just go to the pharmacy and get me this prescription.
Now, my question was, why didn't they get the prescription already?
How did they not get that immediately?
That's like on the drive home.
Yes.
I know Riley had heart issues, but figure out, make a stop for the prescriptions.
It's so weird.
Like, why did you go to the magic shop before getting a prescription?
Why did Buffy go immediately after Riley had heart surgery? Yeah. She's like, all right, I'm out.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah. But anyway, so Buffy goes to the hospital to pick up the mom's prescription, and fucking our boy Dr. Ben makes an appearance again.
Intern Ben.
Oh, yeah, intern Ben. Forgot about that.
Yeah. And I was like, I knew he introduced way too much information for him to be a one-off character last episode.
Yeah, they highlighted him a bit too much to have him just be a regular extra.
Yeah.
So he sees Buffy and he stops her and he's like, hey, I remember you. Your mom came in here after passing out. How's she doing? And Buffy's like, it's not that good. She's still got some headaches. And Ben is dealing with this patient that comes in and who is just like an insane person. Turns out it's the security guard that gave Buffy the orb.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just like spazzing out. Like he's like gyrating on this table. They're trying to hold him down and strap him down, and he keeps breaking from the restraints. And then Buffy just pushes him down and holds him there. And Ben's like, damn, I hope you don't take this the wrong way, but like, you're really strong. You got some big ass muscles for a girl. It's like, you should have said, no, because he does say you've got some muscles for a girl.
Yeah, he's like, don't take this, like, don't mean to be sexist or something. Or
yeah.
I mean, whatever. He's doing the weediness. Like, every guy has this, like, that way of talking where they're all, like, kind of, like, jokey, da-da-da-da-da, like, even when we first met Riley and he gets bonked on the head with the textbooks that should have killed him. And we know why they didn't kill him, because he's a super soldier. But like, he's all like quippy and like, oh yeah. Like it's like so many like weird self-deprecating jokes while they say stuff, like. Yeah.
But the security guard grabs Buffy by the arm and he's like, those pills aren't going to help her. And Buffy's like, what? And he's like, they're coming for you, and they're coming for you through the family. They're coming for you through the family. And then they're like wheeling him off. He's like, through the family. Buffy's like, oh, okay.
And intern Ben's like, so, how you doing?
Yeah. So that guy that you were with, is he like your mom?
Yeah, that's your older brother that you
guys like official. Yeah, I remember you here with a guy. That's your cousin.
What happened to the security guard? Why does he have information?
He just got taken to Sunnydale Asylum, dude.
But like all of a sudden, like he knows everything. Like what happened? Like the beast that we find out later doesn't seem like that's what she does to people. Like who gave him all this info? I don't know.
Yeah. Speaking of that, though, we go to that warehouse where the security guard was security guarding, and the monk dude from 2 months earlier is there now, and he's trying to do some kind of ritual or something in there. And there's the similar gigantic big knocks at the door. And while that's happening, the monk is just looking at the door, just standing around like a big lummox. Like, doesn't try to run.
What happened to the other 2 monks?
I guess they got killed.
Was that security guard one of the monks? From
earlier?
earlier?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't. No, it definitely wasn't because the monk. One of the monks from earlier was a blonde guy.
Yeah, and then I don't know the guy that was like sitting there the first.
I think it was a bald dude.
Maybe. All right. Yeah. I don't know what happened. I guess. Sure.
Yeah. I don't know. But he's just standing around while these big knocks are happening. And eventually the door gets like kicked down. And who's behind the door is a sexy lady in a sexy red dress. They're leaning into red dresses hard. They got Darla in a red dress and Angel.
Yeah.
They got this lady. I mean, they figured it out.
Yeah.
They're like, oh. And her hair is all curled. Dude, this lady looks good. We never got a name for her
they just called
in the
it the
episode.
Beast.
Yeah, I in my notes I wrote.
They said the Beast is coming, and then they're like, later they're talking about like something with no name. So I just went with the Beast.
Wrote her down as RDL, which is for Red Dress Lady. I see her name on, I saw her name on like IMDb, but we never got her name. Do you want to know her name?
Yeah, I don't care. I don't think it's going to change. It's not going to ruin anything for me, I don't think.
Her name is Glory.
Oh, God, that's such a spoiler.
So yeah, Glory busts through the door. So now we go back to the magic shop, and Giles has a lot of customers, and he's super jazzed about it. And Anya shows up, and she's pissed because she's nearly out of money, and she hates having to have money. And I don't understand how this works, and like, how do I get more money? And you're overcharging for all this stuff. And
yeah, I knew exactly where this was going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then Buffy shows up. And she's talking to people about, she has an idea about what's making her mom sick, and she suspects it has something to do with the orb that she has.
I wished someone at the magic shop would have accidentally bought the orb, and the whole episode would have been just like Willow and Xander trying to track it down.
Like, trying to convince the person, like, oh, you don't really want this.
Yeah, like
that orb sucks. Here's a better orb.
Like just a little beat, because Xander doesn't have a lot to do in this. That would have been nice.
Yeah, they're abandoning Xander super hard.
What are you talking about?
He hasn't had anything to do.
He had a whole episode where he played two of them.
Yeah, I know, but now he has nothing. The last 2 episodes, he's been in one scene.
I mean,
maybe he was like hurt.
I mean, he had a whole episode basically dedicated to 2 of them. You gotta ease off on Xander when you get a lot of them.
To be fair, they also aren't really giving Willow much to do either.
Willow last episode was just like, I'm a witch and I'm strong at it.
Yeah.
I really thought this episode,
she's not really doing episodes.
This episode needed Tara. It seems like all of this is in Tara's wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't understand.
Well, we don't even know what Tara's wheelhouse is at this point.
I don't know. If you got an orb and she was able to split people that would switch bodies because she was able to go to another regions, like, you ask her what an orb is, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. She might have some helpful input.
And why she's too good to go to the magic box opening. Right?
I don't know. Like I said, I don't know.
I know it's
production.
The power scale, like stuff and whatever, but yeah.
Her mouth was agape last episode when Willow was like, I just took that spell that you did and made it stronger. She was like, what?
Yeah.
How could what? I didn't know you could do that.
If that was Buffy, she'd be like, it's over. We're not together anymore.
You're stronger than me?
Yeah.
Not in my book. There's only room in this town for one strong person.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we go back to the red dress lady Glory, and she's claiming that she's the victim and she hates human existence and she wants the key. And I noticed that there's like a random like janitor just watching in the background. Yeah. And I was like, is that a mistake?
I called him a maintenance guy.
Oh, okay. All right.
But yeah, I saw him in the background. I was like, is he going to get used at all?
I was like, what is that guy doing back there?
Yeah. I was like, this is weird.
I was very much like, is that a mistake? Like, is that just a crew member?
I was like, he looks like he's handcuffed, but they did not introduce him in the scene at all.
Yeah. So the red dress lady is just like, trying to beat some information out of the monk, and the monk is like, "You're never gonna get anything out of me, lady. Why don't you kill me?" And then she tells him to speak American, which that's how you know she's the villain.
I literally wrote that in my notes. How you know she's a villain? Like,
she's a Trumpster.
I mean, yeah, and this is 2000.
Yeah. She's telling him, go back where you come from.
This is pre 9/11.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
wow.
That's true.
Yeah. It was already there. The seeds were there, man. It's not an overnight thing. The seeds were being planted.
So eventually Glory decides, like, all right, well, I'm not getting anything out of this monk. I'm going to go torture this chained up maintenance worker for no reason. And he's like, please don't. I have a family. She's like, I don't give a fuck about your family.
I was like, you live in Sunnydale. Like, you guys are on like a ticking clock.
Sunnydale is not a good place for family.
Like, oh man, there's a lot of missing persons. I don't know if we should start a family here. What is the thing that she does to him? I was so confused.
I don't know, because she also starts like going insane and like speaking in weird tongues, maybe. Like,
yeah, they do the thing where someone's ranting and then you edit where you like take a shot where they're not talking, but the sound is still coming, so it looks like it's all jumpy. Which is a cool effect. Like if it works for the character and it works well, but we still don't know anything about her, so it just seemed like I just watched her blow the door off the hinges, and I was like, all right, she's a threat. Like, I didn't need to know she's crazy too, but she's fun crazy later.
Yeah, I like her.
Yeah.
She's fun. She's whining about the key, and then eventually she does some kind of spell on that maintenance guy, where she just like turns his head into goo or something.
But she like jams her hands into his head, and it's like all this light, and he's like screaming. But then she stops, and his head is still there, and he falls over, and she's like, oh, now I feel better. It's like she had a headache and that helped her headache. I don't know. Wasn't sure what was going on there.
Me neither. So then after that, we go back to the magic box, and there's a fuck ton of people at the magic box, and Giles is now overwhelmed.
People love coming to this place where so many murders have happened. He should do like true crime tours there. Like,
yeah. Well, it's also like it's nighttime now too, so it's like murders happen there, and it's nighttime, where murders happen all the time in Sunnydale, and it's just like
people go out at night.
It's a bad mix, dude. I don't know what they're thinking, but then Xander shows up. He's got nothing to do or say.
He's looking good. I think he's looking good.
He looks buff, dude.
Yeah.
He looks big.
He looks like he's been like working on a construction site, just lifting bricks. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. Like, I was like, he looks buffer than like Riley at this point. Like coming in.
Well, I mean, he was always buffer than Riley.
Yeah, but like at least Riley sometimes like had like a stature about him. Like Xander came in, like he was just banging Anya and like lifting weights.
It's like, I think I said this like a long time ago about his physique, is that he's just got like really broad shoulders.
Yeah.
So any bit of muscle that he puts on, it just looks enormous.
I think he's also wearing a normalist shirt.
Yeah. Yeah. I think he's got just like an orange long sleeve on.
Yeah,
and it looks
like, okay. Yeah. It's just like, all right, he's just wearing something. Yeah.
Yeah. But then he shows up. Buffy starts kind of explaining to him like what's going on. Anya's being rude to customers, and he teaches her about manners.
I love that she has zero tact at all. And he's like,
yeah,
say have a nice day. But they were already giving me money. I don't care if they have a nice day. It's just something you say. And she does it. And then she's super happy when she does it. Like, yeah, she is acting like Dawn would act if she got her first after school job. You know? Like, yeah.
Yeah. And Xander makes some kind of comment about like, isn't it fun, like, being here? It kind of makes you miss the library, huh? And Buffy's like, my mom is getting headaches because of this orb. Xander's like, oh, okay, wow, that's quite a change of subject. Okay.
I don't know why I thought I could walk into this place and have a normal day.
Yeah. Then there's a little thing about Willow being bad at gift wrapping.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know what that's all about.
To show Anya is actually good at gift wrapping to set up what's happening later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as Buffy's like researching what could be wrong with her mom and what is up with this orb, Anya talks about this French wizard who could do a spell that allowed him to see any spells that are going on currently, because all spells leave behind like some kind of trace that is not visible to the human eye unless you like do this spell. And then Buffy's like, all right, I'm gonna do the spell. And then Giles is like, are you sure? It's dangerous. This guy was a mega wizard and it's just like, dude, we've been through this.
Yeah, and this is what I realized like later in this episode. This season is where we're gonna get real trippy with the magic stuff.
Oh yeah.
And my thing is, all the stuff she needs to do this spell, she can get from the magic box.
Yep.
Yo, you need to put like tabs on everybody that bought anything from this place.
Yeah.
Like seriously, like magic is like Buffy's biggest weakness.
They need to do that thing. So like I have springtime allergies, and if I get this certain potency of allergy medicine,
I have wintertime
they make
allergies.
Yeah. Do you have to do that?
I don't have wintertime. I don't have allergies at all.
But if you get a certain potency of allergy medicine, they make you scan your ID because like you can take some of the stuff that's in it to make like meth. Yeah. Giles needs to be doing that at the magic shop.
Yes. Like it's
you can't buy all these things in a row. You know?
Yeah, you need to come in and like buy it all separately over a couple of days, so they don't know what spell you're putting together. Like, wait,
send a friend in to buy some other parts of it.
Wait, you look a little heartbroken. Are you trying to do a love spell? No, I'm not doing a love spell. No.
Give me this Eye of Newt, you know.
Yeah, I don't even know how he's outsourcing this stuff too. Because Anya knows the troll that, like, shits out the conjuring powder. She can get him a deal. So
yeah, that was a pretty funny thing.
Yeah.
She's like, you're overcharging for that. I could get you this stuff for way cheaper.
Yeah.
Like, let me hook you up.
Yeah.
But anyway, so then Buffy's back at her home, and she and Riley are getting ready to do this spell, and Riley, I just feel useless. Buffy's like, no, I think you can help. You can help. And you can open the bag and sprinkle the salt around me. And Riley's like, are you just asking me to help you to do this out of pity? And Buffy's like, kinda. I kinda don't want you to get hurt. And Riley's like, I'll be fine. I just had heart surgery. It's not a big deal. I'll go out and fight vampires with you.
I just realized why Tara's not in this episode, probably. Because I was thinking this is where Tara should be around, right? Or Willow, not Riley, in this scene.
Okay.
But we don't know what Tara is.
Oh,
and if she was
Buffy
around, she might have seen something.
Okay.
Maybe.
So yeah, and then Riley's like, all right, well, let me give you a kiss for good luck. Kisses her on the forehead, and Buffy's like, I'm going to need a little bit more than that, big boy.
So 30 minutes later. I was shocked that Riley just left. Like, it's one thing to be like, you don't need my help for this, do you? But she's also about to do a crazy trance spell with no support. This is like someone like taking acid or shrooms by themselves.
I was going to say, she's going on an ayahuasca journey.
Yeah, and I'm like, wait, you're just going to leave? Like, good luck.
She's going on the Aaron Rodgers darkness retreat.
Yeah. He's just like, all right, well, good luck with all that. I'm out.
I mean, I feel like it kind of makes sense because Riley deals with what he can see and punch and stuff.
But I'm just saying, like, if you thought something, like, Giles was worried that doing this was dangerous, right? Wouldn't you at least stay in the living room, watch some TV, make sure she's okay?
Yeah, make sure Joyce is okay. Let me check on Joyce.
Yeah. Buffy could just, like, pass out from that and not wake up. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. So Buffy starts doing the spell, and just as she's getting into it, Dawn knocks on the door. And Dawn's like, what are you doing in there? You doing a spell? And Buffy's like, no, shut up, Dawn, go away. And Dawn's like, can I watch, please? I want to hang out. And Buffy's like, get out of here, I hate you. And then Dawn's like, fine, I hate you. So then she leaves.
Is the
and
mom
Buffy
in her room?
I don't know. Her mom's probably passed out on the couch, trying to sleep off her hangover.
Yeah, that'd be great if we just found out she's just a secret drunk. She's been hiding booze around the house.
Yeah.
So, you want to be a marketer. It's easy. You just have to score a ton of leads and figure out a way to turn them all into customers. Plus, manage a dozen channels, write 1 million blogs, and launch 100 campaigns all at once. When that's done, simply make your socials go viral and bring in record profits. No sweat. Okay, fine. It's a lot of sweat. But with HubSpot's AI-powered marketing tools, launching benchmark-breaking campaigns is easier than ever. Get started at HubSpot.com/marketers.
This episode is brought to you by Etsy.
Oh.
Hear that?
Okay. Thank you.
Etsy knows these aren't the sounds of holiday gifting. Well, not the ones you're hoping for. You want squeals of delight. Happy tears.
How did you?
And spontaneously written songs of joy.
I am so happy. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Okay, the song needs a bit of work, but anyway, to get those reactions, make sure everyone on your list feels heard with handmade, handpicked, and designed gifts from small shops on Etsy. Gifts like personalized jewelry, custom artwork, cozy style items, vintage pieces, and home decor to celebrate all of your favorite people and their specific kind of special. For original gifts that say, I get you, Etsy has it.
So Buffy starts doing the spell, and now she ascends to her higher reality. She does her ayahuasca trip. She does her acid trip. Camera, and you know that this is happening because the camera's just spinning around her. 360 for 3 times.
I swear this is like when I just drift out. I just drift off when stuff like this happens. Because I'm like...
And you also know, because there's like weird pan flute music playing in the background. Like a little oboe, clarinet. And then so Buffy snaps back. She opens her eyes and she can see everything. And you know that the spell worked because she's walking around the house in slow-mo and it's going in and out of like sepia tone. And she's like looking around and she's like, whoa, I can fucking feel it. She is tripping balls right now. She eventually finds Joyce. And she's looking at Joyce, and Joyce is like, hey, what's up, Buffy? Are you not going out on patrol tonight? And Buffy's like, I don't see anything wrong with you. There's nothing going on with you, Joyce. This is weird. So I don't know what could be plaguing you. But what's that over your shoulder? It's our family picture, and Dawn is flickering in and out. That's really weird. And so Joyce is like, all right, I'm going out. I'm feeling a lot better. I'm going to go head out. It's girls' night. I'm going to fucking go get hammered at the male strip club. And
yeah, and that was my question. What was Joyce's big night out going to be?
Yeah, no idea.
She got the keys like, I'm going out.
She's very vague about like, I'm going out. I'll see you home in a few hours. Like, where are you going?
Where are you
lady?
going? There are vampires outside. Like, what is happening? Why do you think you can just make it out?
Well, I was annoyed because Buffy, even if she can't see anything wrong with her in a spell, she's still like passing out and having headaches.
She's like, I'm going driving. Like, yeah. Like, Mom, where are you going? Let us know where you're headed. Like, what's happening?
I'm going driving, and then I'm going to go to the shooting range. And I'm going to go to the exposed neck party.
Heard about one of those warehouse raves that all the kids are talking about.
So anyway, Joyce leaves, and Buffy's like, all right, well, I'm going to look at some more family pictures. And she's looking at more family pictures. And in every picture, Dawn is flickering. And Buffy's like, what the fuck is that about? So she goes to Dawn's room. And Dawn's whole room is flickering between a room where there is a teenage girl living and just an abandoned painting warehouse.
I guess it's like the office thing or whatever. Like, whatever.
It looks so dank and just like they have a bunch of old paintings and frames and stuff in there. Like
the mom's a gallery person. Room. Yeah.
Very true. You know what? That makes a lot of sense. So she's looking around and then Dawn is like, what are you doing in my room, Buffy? What are you doing? And Buffy turns around and Dawn herself is flickering and Buffy goes, you're not my sister. And that's when Buffy snaps back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Oh,
I thought the same thing.
And then she grabs Dawn and she pushes her up against the wall and she's like, what are you? And Dawn's like, what are you talking about? And then Buffy shoves her up against a dresser and she's like, what the fuck are you? And then Giles calls.
I was getting living conditions vibes here. Like she wanted to kill her roommate. Yeah.
Well, Dawn isn't like backing down. Dawn starts to get like a pissed off face at Buffy, like, don't fucking touch me like that. She's not scared. She's not like, what is wrong with you? She's just like kind of mysteriously like,
yeah.
Which again doesn't make any sense.
I kind of wish it stayed there because that is fun for me.
Yeah. I like the menacing, like,
oh my God,
you don't know what I am.
Scary, dude. It's so scary. Yeah.
It is very scary because what happens next blew my fucking mind because Giles calls and he's talking to Buffy and he's like, we may have underestimated what we're dealing with. All right. And Buffy's like, what are you talking about? And he tells Buffy that the orb has a long history. It's a protective device that wards off primordial evil, and it was created to repel that cannot be named. Oh yeah, repel which cannot be named, and all this crazy evil that is unnamed and unwritten about. And Buffy's like, oh shit. And then Giles is like, how'd that trance go? And Buffy's like, oh, it didn't work. And in the background, Dawn is there eavesdropping, like over Buffy's shoulder, looking menacing again. And Buffy hangs up the phone. And then she's like, I'm going out. And Dawn is like, do you really think I care that you're the Slayer? And Buffy's like, what? And she's like, yeah, you're going out? Mom will be home at any minute. And Buffy's like, I'm going to be home before Mom, and we're going to deal with this. I'm going to deal with you. And I was just like, you're going out? Why are you going out, Buffy?
My question is, why
There's an intruder in your house.
My question is, why are you taking a phone call and turning your back to Dawn, who you don't know what she is?
Yeah, I would not let Dawn out of my sight at all. And then Dawn's like vaguely threatening Joyce.
Oh my God, it's like, who are you talking to? Are you talking about Slayer? I mean, it was so good. Like, she's so menacing in this.
Yeah. This is where it turned for me. Like, I like menacing, spooky, scary Dawn.
Yes.
I was like, oh, now I'm on board.
Yeah, 100%.
So Buffy walks outside, and who's there but Spike?
Plot armor Spike.
Yep. So Spike is out there, and he's been like kind of stalking Buffy, I guess.
Not kind of. 100%
definitely stalking Buffy.
And not a great trait. Not a great trait.
No. Well, it was funny because like Buffy like pulls him out from behind a tree, like out of the darkness, and she just like decks him. But I love how often he just gets punched right in the face.
You know who else used to stalk her?
Angel.
At least she's out of high school now.
She's of age.
What if Buffy wasn't the Slayer? He just like, nah.
Yeah. Spike is more just than Angel in that sense, I guess.
I will say that Spike gets along with Joyce better, even though Joyce did hit him with an axe, and he did try to kill Buffy multiple times.
Very true. So Buffy grabs him, and she's like, what are you doing here? And Spike's like, and Buffy goes, 5 words or less. And Spike goes, out for a walk, bitch.
I always forget how often he calls her a bitch. Like, he calls her a bitch so much. How is this supposed to work?
Apparently, that's like a famous quote from Buffy. Because in my search of like
5 words or less.
Yeah, out for a walk, bitch is because like when in my search for Buffy merch, there's a lot of T-shirts that said "out for a walk, bitch," and I was like, I have no idea what this is.
Interesting that this has become the iconic. He says so many better lines.
Yeah, I don't know. I saw it on so many T-shirts, like so many things.
That's so
on
weird.
Mugs, notepads, like it's crazy.
That's so weird to be a Buffy fan, but your line that you like is like Spike just really just ripping her apart with that line. Like
so
if he
Spike,
said that to like Anya or something, I'd be like, all right, that's funny.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. I mean, it's still pretty funny.
It's still funny, but like it's not like T-shirt.
It was funny that he was like, I got an extra word.
Yeah,
bitch.
Yeah. No, it's all funny, but yeah.
So then Spike starts to like belittle her, and he's talking about Riley and how Riley sucks and how Buffy has stupid hair. And Buffy's like standing there like, what's going on with you, dude? And he's like, I was just out for a walk, and you know, your house is a place between where I was walking from and where I'm walking to. So I just, you know, was peeking in, and I'm not obsessed with you. I'm not obsessed with you. And Buffy's like, whatever, dude. You just go on your merry way. And he's like, all right, fine, I will. Bye, see ya.
She also calls him William in this scene, which I noted.
Yes, yeah.
Has she done that before outside of the time when she was like in love with him and they were talking about names and stuff?
I'm not sure. I don't think so.
I don't know why she calls him William here, but it's a little chink in the armor, maybe?
Well, she does see, like, after Spike leaves, she goes to where he was standing, and she notices that there's just, like, a pile of cigarettes on the ground, and she's like, so Spike wasn't just passing through.
I'm sorry, like, Spike is standing outside your place. You just got in a fight with him last episode, right? Your sister might be some weird demon, right?
Yep. Eliminate at least one threat.
Just stab Spike and just be like, I don't have time for this anymore. Like, I like Spike. I like having him in the show. I know he's not going to die, but it's just like, why are you letting a threat linger like this?
Yeah,
like, you just fought him. He tried to bite you like a day ago, 2 days ago.
Yeah. And now he's stalking you.
And you're just like, huh, interesting.
And speaking of stalking, Dawn is watching all of this from her window.
Yeah.
Creepily, menacingly.
And she's going to tell Riley, and Riley going to be pissed.
Oh, yeah, she is. So then Buffy goes to that warehouse where she found the orb, and the security guard went crazy, and she's investigating. She got her little flashlight. She's a old Nancy Drew.
Somewhere Willow is making fun of her.
She needs a fucking magnifying glass. Yeah. Like
she needs those Jurassic Park flashlights. Those are great. The original Jurassic Park, those like halogen lights were
lantern type ones.
Yeah. I know lights are better now, but I just remember seeing that in Jurassic Park and being like, wow, they really cut the frame well.
Yeah. Dude, I mean, it's like that. Her flashlight is like that horror movie thing where it's like it only illuminates like directly like the size of the flashlight.
I mean, I will say flashlights in 2000 weren't the LED, like those little like mini ones that you have now, like that can just like light up a whole room. Nah, you just had that one bulb, one plastic lens, powered by like a couple D batteries.
Dude, I also want to mention, did you notice how enormous the security guard's flashlight was?
I didn't.
Dude, it's like the size of his whole arm. Like, it is so big. Like, I have
was it one of those like long ones that you could use as a weapon?
Yeah, it's like a mag light, but I've never seen one that big before.
Dude,
I have a mag light in my car that, like, you know, is a flashlight, but then also like maybe as a weapon if somebody's trying to like break in while I'm in there or some shit. But his was like baton size.
I mean, he's a security guard and he's got to keep vampires out.
Very true. Let's hope that his flashlight is a UV flashlight. Yeah. But yeah, man, like, so Buffy's investigating. Joyce comes home and she's like, big girls' night out. Kind of was a bust. Dawn is there creepily holding tea.
What is her night out? She's just like, Joyce's big night out is going to be what is canceled? What was her night out? I just want to know. I just want to know what Joyce is going to do.
She ran out of ones real quick, dude, at the fucking...
at whatever.
At the Stallion.
The Stallion. Like whatever their Chippendales is. Yeah.
The Sunnydale Stallions.
She was so excited to go out too. Like, so excited.
Do you remember when Xander was a male dancer for a bit?
Yeah. He talked about it. Yeah. But that was like a little out of town.
Stallion.
That was a little out of town. But Joyce like, it's so hard to meet a guy. I had to invite Dracula in. Oh, I'm going out.
Yeah. But Dawn's there and she's creepily holding some tea. Mm-hmm. Like unnaturally holding tea.
Like they are really forcing the issue of how creepy they're making her.
Yeah. And I was like, oh man, I love this.
Yeah.
And she's like, you want some tea that I made for you, Mom? And Joyce is like, oh, you're so thoughtful.
She's
my
like,
little pumpkin belly.
She's like doing that like head lean thing where it's like, yes, drink the tea.
So then we go back to Buffy at the warehouse and she finds that monk dude. He's all tied up and Glory is behind her and she starts threatening Buffy. And then Buffy grabs Glory's neck and then Glory just punches Buffy across the room.
She gives her a backhand that sends her flying.
Yeah. It was sick.
Awesome.
Across the room and then crumbles the wall.
Yeah, and she's like at least like 10 feet up on the wall when she hits it.
She's like embedded. I loved that. I love seeing Buffy actually have a threat.
Yeah.
Because so often it's just like she's quipping and dancing and jokingly taking these people. Like when she gets knocked across a room, it's like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
So then we go back to the magic box and Giles, Willow, and Xander are there and they are exhausted from their busy day. They can barely even stand anymore. Those retail jobs, they had no idea.
Yeah. Giles is like, I'll open a giant magic shop. This shop is huge, by the way. He's got 0 employees, 0 staff. He did not
for long though.
He did not plan this out well at the beginning though.
So they're all exhausted, but Anya is behind the cash register and she is peppy as a motherfucker. Mm-hmm. She's counting the money. She's like, Giles, this whole fucking place is a pigsty. Like, look at all this money. Like, we're out of this item. You need to restock this item. You need to do this. And Giles is like, Anya, please, shut the fuck up. Do you want to work here? And Anya's like, I mean, yeah, sure, whatever. Yeah, sure. It'll give me some money. And Giles is like, okay, cool. Let's talk about this tomorrow. But for the time being, please, shut up.
And she's like so giddy to get hired. I can't wait. I hope next episode it starts with a 30-minute negotiation of her pay.
Giles is going to be so annoyed by her so fast. If he doesn't like Xander.
This is kind of perfect. It's so fun because he was getting really snippy with Anya. Like, by the end of last season.
Yeah.
Like, he really did not like her. Now they're going to be forced to work together. Xander's going to be popping in and out. Another one of his nemesis.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So now Anya's got a job and we can actually figure out how she pays for her apartment that she lives in or wherever she lives.
Yeah. I didn't.
She can buy a new 3-piece speaker set.
More Rubik's cubes.
Get a new gun.
More Rubik's cubes. Yeah, I thought. Yeah, I don't know what she was doing. I figured she had some weird magical scheme, being a demon.
Yeah.
Maybe she stole some. Maybe one of the wishes was to steal someone's money.
Yeah, who knows? But so yeah, I'm excited to see where that goes. But now we go back to Buffy fighting Glory. And Glory is thrashing this lady.
Mm-hmm.
She is thrashing Buffy. She's tossing her all around this place. Buffy's getting embedded in all kinds of walls.
Yeah.
It's wild. And she's taunting her. She's like yelling at her. And Buffy like tries to get a few hits in and Glory just shuts it down. So she's like, no.
Yeah.
Grab that arm, chuck you again.
Yeah.
So eventually Buffy goes over to the monk and she like unties him from the chair and jumps out a window.
Yeah.
Which is wild.
And it was, I mean, they're like 20 floors or more up. And
no, they're not 20.
They're like 10.
They're like 4.
No, it was pretty high. They're at least 10. It was pretty high. I thought it was high when they came out.
I thought it was like maybe 3 floors. 3 or 4 floors.
I thought it was a little higher than that. I did like that Buffy jumped out and then landed on her back.
The brunt of it? Yeah.
To take the hit.
Yeah, that's how physics work.
You know, yeah, she's got John Wick powers, you know. He can fall from anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know if this beast could not leave the building, though. I wasn't
yeah,
sure.
because Glory starts to go after Buffy, but then she like breaks a heel.
Mm-hmm.
And then she gets pissed about that.
Women, am I right?
Typical chick move. Starts having a conniption fit about her heel.
Go get your key. She lost her keys. She broke her heel.
Can't find her keys. Did you check the bottom of your purse for 20 minutes?
And now we're canceled.
Yeah, we were canceled a long time ago.
No one's listening to us.
Yeah, and who cares? We don't have any sponsors except for the loyal listeners. Patreon.com/Boys Watching Buffy. But then she does this thing where she stomps the ground like a couple times and stomps it so hard that the walls start disintegrating. But only on that floor.
Yeah, somehow she stomped so hard that it broke the column, the load-bearing column that destroyed that floor of the building. And I was like, what is that? Is she hurt? Dead? Gone? Like, what are we doing here?
Did you see that scene? I think it's in Fast and the Furious 7 where Dom Toretto stomps a parking garage.
Is that when he fights Jason Statham?
I'm not sure who he's fighting, but I know that they're on the top floor of a parking garage and it's like kind of disintegrating and he just stomps it and it collapses like demolition style. Yeah. And I was like, did she just Dom Toretto this building?
Yeah, I was like, I just didn't understand why she didn't just jump out the window and go after them.
Yeah, I have no idea. But, so yeah, that room explodes. Buffy escapes with the monk, and the monk is telling Buffy, you got to protect the key. You got to protect the key. And Buffy's like, what does that mean? And he's like, many more will die if you don't keep the key safe. And Buffy's like, what's the key? Like, is it that orb that I got? And the monk is like, no, the key is energy. It's a portal that opens the door. It has no form. It has no shape. But a while ago, we made the key flesh and we made it human and we sent it to you. And Buffy's like, are you fucking telling me that Dawn is the key? And the monk's like, yeah. And Buffy's like, are you fucking... What about all my memories with her and all of my parents and all of my friends' memories of her? And he's like, we made that shit up.
So not only did he just play the weirdest pronoun game, which we got a lot of in Angel coming up.
Oh, boy, did we.
But he does this. And then I remember the opening scene with them all chanting while the beast was knocking at the door. And then they were like, just focus and concentrate. We got to do this and hide the key. You mean in that time where they were concentrating, they were able to create memories, not just for Buffy's mom, not just for Buffy, but for almost all of Sunnydale, like her close friends. School has to have a record of her. Like, that's a lot. Like, I know we had the Superstar episode. And that led to a demon coming. But like they can do it too. And they can create a person.
They can create life and memories.
Life begins at Conjuring.
So Buffy's like, are you kidding me? And the monk's like, yeah, and guess what? You can't abandon her. She needs you. She's human. She's helpless and she needs protecting. And Buffy's like, what the fuck? Are you serious? I need to protect her and not abandon her because she's pathetic and helpless? And the monk is like, and what's more is Dawn doesn't know that she's not real. And she doesn't know that she's not your sister. And then the monk dies.
This monk just like laid it all out. Like, he didn't even try. He was never going to tell Buffy that. I feel like he was never going. It was never like he was on his way to Buffy's and got stopped.
Yeah.
Like they were never planning to tell Buffy this and just hope that this all worked.
Now with
what?
This
okay. All right. Yeah, you go ahead.
With this revelation that Dawn isn't real and she doesn't know that she's not real and she doesn't know about any of this stuff. It's exactly what you were talking about earlier about all of these forced misdirects that now make absolutely no sense. That's my biggest problem with it.
Yeah, you can go back and be like, oh, she was writing. She doesn't even know that I'm planning her surprise party for her. Like, you can go back and, like, retcon some stuff. I'm okay with some of the misleads, but some of them are so forced.
They're egregious.
Yeah. Where you're like, that's not a normal person's statement.
Yeah, like, what is she talking about when she's like, she doesn't even know, but she's going to be in for a big surprise. Like,
but then in a later episode, she goes, sometimes I write like fake stuff in my diary just in case. So is that the fake stuff that she's writing in her diary? Like,
maybe.
I don't know.
But then, like, why is she acting like this episode too, where she's all menacing? And I guess it's like evil little sister. Like, I'm going to get you in trouble.
I feel like if we didn't already see how she reacts when she gets into it with Buffy, like when the Harmony episode, when Buffy was mad at her, she just stormed out and started crying on the outside in the face of danger. This time, Buffy shoves her, and instead of her crying or getting mad or pissy, she's like, I'm not afraid of you. Like, it's a whole different, like, it was like standing up to your bully level.
Yeah.
And it was
like in a
cool.
supernatural way.
Yeah.
Because it's like, if she thinks that she's a real human.
Well, she does. It explained to me at least why she took her mom to the hospital.
Yeah.
Because I was wondering, like, if she knows that she's put a spell on everyone, why is she taking the mom to the hospital? But since she doesn't know anything, of course, her mom passed out. Her mom acted really weird, said, I don't know, who are you? Passed out. That would freak someone out. That would freak you out if you were a real person and your mom did that. Like, she should be even more freaked out because of that line beforehand.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Like, then what was Joyce seeing or thinking? Because when we see Buffy go through the spell where she can see through the spell, Dawn just isn't even there. So Joyce had a moment of clarity, and she saw Dawn and was just like, "What's going on?" Like,
well, I don't know how Joyce is able. I don't know what caused Joyce to like see through the cracks of these monks' magical spell that can't last forever, but I guess it will.
But did she? Or was Joyce just having a weird mental break and then passed out?
Well, she said, "Who are you?" I don't know who you are. Like, I think it's like specifically related to her not knowing who Dawn is. But we don't actually know what's happening with Joyce, so it's...
But see, I think that it's a misdirect, because if she saw through the cracks of the monk's magic, Dawn wouldn't even be there. You know what I'm saying?
No, because Buffy saw through the cracks and Dawn was still there. She was still physically there.
But Buffy knew that Dawn was there, and Buffy knew who Dawn was. Joyce, I don't... No, yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm getting in the weeds with this.
Yeah, you're like obviously Dawn has not been around for all these years. How is she 14 years? So yeah, she's like, what are you doing here? Who are you? Like, she's seeing her in front of her and like really confused by it. So I don't know exactly what caused that. I guess we'll deal with more fallout from that because we still don't know what's really causing the headaches. Technically, yeah. I thought it was the existence of Dawn, but it seems like Willow doesn't have a problem with it. Buffy didn't really have a weird problem. Like, she hates Dawn because little sister shit, but like, she didn't have a problem with her because of like, oh, there's a weird aura coming off of her.
Maybe it's just Joyce getting a lot more. This is my 2 teenage daughters' headaches.
Oh my God, you poured all that cereal and I have to clean it up.
I could have just fucking bought you with a toy.
Dump it into a big bowl, all right? Dump it into some Tupperware, something.
Oh, man.
Those are the days.
Dawn's not real.
Toy from cereal boxes.
Oh my God, I love that. Love that.
It's the only way. That's the only way to get kids to eat breakfast in America. Eat American.
This podcast brought you to by Kellogg's. But yeah, it just made more questions.
This is a random tangent, but do you know that like Kellogg's cereal is made to like stop people from like masturbating?
What?
Yeah.
How? How did that happen?
It's weird. I don't have the full details, but it's been like documented. Like it's weird, dude.
All right, dear listeners, that's something for us to look up because I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, just Google it. Yeah, cornflakes, I think. Maybe not specifically Kellogg's.
Specifically cornflakes?
Maybe
I was going to say Kellogg's is like Fruit Loops and everything too.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all. I just wanted to drop that seed.
Because if you're eating cornflakes, you're depressed because that cereal sucks.
Not if you put enough sugar on it.
Yeah, but then you might as well eat fucking Fruit Loops or Lucky Charms or something.
Yeah, cornflakes were part of an anti-masturbation campaign.
Good Lord.
So they don't have that in this show, but you know, the show's views on sex, you would think they would.
Now, what this Dawn revelation does unlock that I do enjoy is Buffy hating Dawn and being annoyed by her constantly and having to protect her.
Yes.
Which I think would be a fun dynamic. But now that Buffy knows that Dawn isn't real and she has some kind of like sympathy for her or something, which I was like, oh, I don't like that.
No, I don't think having to protect Dawn is any more of a thing than it already would have been just having a little sister, because she's already had to save her when she thought she was real from Faith.
Yeah. But no, I'm just saying, like, when she found out that she wasn't real, she was like, I'm going to fuck you up. I don't know what you are, but I'm going to kill you. And now she knows that she's not real. She knows that everything is fake, but she still has to like play up that they're living in this fake world. It's such an interesting bind to be in.
I know. Like, and then she has to like try to like, I think she could tell Willow and Xander and Giles, and they'll be like, this is weird, but also we've been through a million weird things. So yeah, believe Buffy.
How many episodes before she does tell Willow, Xander, Giles? Or somebody. Before she tells somebody.
It depends
under.
It depends on what the title of the next episode is for me.
Okay, I'll say over under 3.5. I'm going over.
I would go under. I go under 3.5. Yeah.
Okay. We shall see.
This is not a secret you can't keep that long.
I don't know. Next episode might be like a Willow-centric episode, and we have no idea. Also, I gotta say, this episode, we did not get the Wizard of Oz type of thing that we were playing. Yeah. Our prediction was not right. But I think that we did. I don't remember what else we predicted, but whatever.
I think you had a prediction of something, but then we went down a Wizard of Oz tangent. A good 5 minutes that no one can get back. Yeah. Oh yeah, there's still one more scene in this thing, right?
Yeah, Buffy comes home and Dawn is with Joyce. And then as soon as Buffy walks through the door, Dawn's like, I wasn't doing anything. And she just like storms up into her room. And Buffy's like, oh God. So.
Well, then the mom's like, what was that about? And then Buffy's like, sister stuff.
Yeah. And Joyce is like, ha ha ha. Mm-hmm. So then Buffy goes to Dawn's room and Buffy apologizes. And Dawn's like, I don't forgive you. You suck and you're a butthole. And that maybe you're so terrible because you suck and your fashion sense sucks.
Well, it was more about like, well, I was going to tell you that you're not my sister because of some made up thing. Like, because she said, like, she was hurt because she said you're not my sister. And then Buffy's like, you always hold a grudge. You've held a grudge ever since. And then she stops herself, realizing that every memory that she has of this girl is fake, which is a mind fuck.
Yeah.
On epic proportions. Like, that's crazy.
That is wild.
Yeah.
But then she like sits down next to Dawn and she starts to like comfort Dawn and apologize. And she starts stroking Dawn's hair very awkwardly.
Yeah, I have a younger brother. I don't know sisters, but pulling the hair out of the face moves felt weird. It didn't feel like a sister move.
Yeah.
It felt like a mom move. I could see a mom doing that, or a parent. And I'm sure that's kind of a little bit of like what Buffy is now. Like, I mean, she has memories of this person being her sister, but knows that it's not her sister. Yeah.
That's tough. Not even like awkwardly like the act of pulling the hair out, just the way that Buffy's doing it. Yeah. It's like, it's not
smooth. It's not one fluid motion. Like, hey,
yeah,
it wasn't it was like a hair move and then like a line afterwards. It's like this stilted.
Well, it's like she wants to stroke her hair, but she also doesn't want to touch Dawn, so she's only touching her hair. And it just makes for a really awkward, like, I'm trying to comfort you, but I also don't know what you are and I don't want to touch you.
I believe
situation.
Everything on set during this time was awkward. so I don't blame too much.
Yeah. But so after Buffy's trying to comfort Dawn, they kind of end it with like, I'm just worried about what's wrong with Mom. Like, I don't know what's going on with Mom. And it's like, oh yeah, we still have that to answer.
And like, is Spike still outside? Is Glory actually dead, or is she chasing after us? Where did I put that orb? Like, there's so much stuff. Yeah, I didn't know the mom thing was going to be a lingering thing past like the Dawn thing.
Yeah, me neither. I had no clue that was going to be like. It also just seems like, maybe Joyce just had a fucking weird moment.
Yeah, maybe Joyce is actually having like weird aneurysm shit, like an actual like physical human ailment, and it's not magic or anything related.
That would be interesting because then it'd be dramatic because Buffy's like, I can't fucking punch a tumor out of my mom's head or whatever.
Yeah, but there's got to be a spell. Like,
there probably is.
They created a person and put memories in everyone's head. Scientists decided to come up with a chip that can stop vampires from wanting to bite people. I think we're at the medical stage now that like whatever's wrong with Joyce we could solve.
All right, fair point.
Yeah, fair point. Like people have come back from being dead. Like let her just die.
People have come back from being dead and in hell.
Yeah. Just be like, hey, Joyce, just die real quick. We'll bring you back. You'll be fresh. It'll be a new start. This is.
Next thing we know, we see Joyce in an abandoned warehouse doing Tai Chi. Topless.
Bring back the Tai Chi. Oh my God. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe Xander won't get superpowers, but Joyce will this season.
Oh, that'd be sick.
Oh man. Yeah. I'm happy Joyce is around, so that's cool.
Yeah. I like Joyce. I'm happy that she's playing more of a role now. Like she was gone like all last season.
Well,
basically.
having a younger sibling in definitely helps to bring her back in. And I think it's interesting, like most sitcoms, like this isn't a sitcom, but like shows like after a long time, they'll bring in new characters to try like liven things up. This is an interesting dynamic to have Buffy deal with like sister stuff. Like I think it's gonna be fun for Buffy or for Sarah Michelle Gellar acting wise to have to act like as a big sister as opposed to just like, oh, I'm on my own. Like last season was just like a grown up thing. Now she has to like deal with a different layer of like emotional stuff. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see where it goes. I don't know how I feel about I mean, I trust that they have a plan.
Well, speaking of where it goes, the next episode is titled Family.
Yeah, I think she's going to tell people next episode.
I think that she's not going to tell people because if this would be anything, she's going to accept Dawn as like a part of the family that she needs protecting.
I kind of wish the monk didn't just die. So I got like a million more questions. Like, does this last forever? Like,
yeah. Like, does she need to be alive forever because of this key situation?
Yeah, I'm thinking you might be right with Joyce passing out and her saying the line was like just more of a mislead line when she fell out because no one else has seen through the cracks at all.
Yeah.
And there's no way Joyce is like magically.
Not even Tara, who, as we've said before, Tara picks up on that kind of stuff.
Yeah, like Tara could tell that Buffy and Fluffy and Baith were not the same people just by like hanging out with them one time. Like, but she could not tell that this other person wasn't a person. Wait, wasn't there a guy on the street? Remember that guy on the street when Dawn? What was he saying?
He was saying that you don't belong here and you're not part of this world. And Dawn was like, another hard mislead.
Is that a mislead? Is that just some crazy person? Or was that like a person that actually could tell?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm looking forward to seeing more Glory. I think she's still around.
So am I. So am I. I do not mind some glory.
All right.
Mine eyes have seen the glory. Anyway, that is. You got anything else to say? No place like home?
No, it's just Dawn. Dawn is a real girl.
Yeah. Well, thanks for listening, everybody. Appreciate it. If you want to shout out Apple Podcasts, rate and review, Spotify, screenshot to my DMs at Joe Welke, patreon.com/Boys Watching Buffy for Boys Watching Angel, Joe's Fashion Report, and Boys Watching Movies. What else? Join the Discord. Got a lot of new people in Discord. So many that I like can't keep track of saying hi to them all. So I've kind of stopped.
Do you want to plug your Met Gala report?
Oh, right. Yeah, I did a report, Joe's Fashion Report about the Met Gala. It's 18 minutes long. Pretty thorough investigation of all the craziest and coolest things that happened there.
That's a Patreon exclusive.
Yeah, not really Buffy related, but it was fun.
Everything is Buffy related if you want it to be.
Yeah, very true.
If you try hard enough.
Yeah, everything is a Buffy reference. Instagram at Boys Watching Buffy, boyswatchingbuffy@gmail.com. Amazon wishlist, Throne wishlist. Yeah. Thanks again for listening, and stay tuned next time for when we talk about family.
What are you doing here? 5 words or less.
Out for a walk. Bitch.
Seltzer Kings
podcasts.